Hey guys, what's up? 2-Bit Jesus here, and welcome to another bonus episode of the 2-Bit Review. And yeah, back to back. You guys are lucky, you know? It's not like I recorded these both, at the same time, though. See, I got a different shirt on, which means it's a whole different day. So, the review we are looking at today was requested from the Bargain Bin Hobo. Yes, the same viewer who requested that we review Shrek Extra Large. And, yeah, so I'm hopeful that, this one will be a much better game than the last one. Not that Shrek was, like, the worst game I ever played, but, it was definitely on the lower end of when you think of the greatest games ever made. Shrek Extra Large, I don't think is near the top. It's somewhere down in the lower thousands. So, yeah, with that said, today we are looking at Hummer Badlands on the PS2. Let's get right into it. Hummer Badlands is a racing game developed by Udachinks. I'm not even going to attempt to try to pronounce that correctly. I mean, hell, they didn't even attempt to make a good game here. And it was published by Global Star Software. It was released in North America for the PS2 and the OG Xbox in the spring of 2006. Now, there is not much tidbits on this game for obvious reasons. This is just a cash grab to try, and a cash grab and a giant commercial for you to buy Hummers, and also a very, very late gen poop the damn game out the door so we can get people to buy the crap title. So, with that little rant done, let's get into this review. The controls suck. All the vehicles, my bad, Hummers, because you only get to race Hummers. They handle like shit. Hummers turn very slowly. In general, all of their response times are as slow as molasses, making Hummers less than ideal as a racing vehicle. You get to customize your Hummer, but it really only feels like a cosmetic change, because no matter what different things I put into my Hummer, it still felt like it drove exactly the same way no matter what. Like different tires, different shocks, it still drove the same. Slow, bulky, hard to move. So yeah, I just picked one set and then just kinda stuck with that for the rest of the game after fiddling around with it for a little bit. Even though the vehicles handle like dog poo on a shoe, your AI competitors are not faring any better, and in fact, I think they drive worse than me. So winning races is rather easy to do. You have several game modes, from time trials to quick start races, but the two game modes you will play, if they for some reason decide to pick this game up, will be Extreme Off-Road and Championship. The first feels like a tutorial mode, letting you get a feel for how awful these controls are. The latter is your cookie-cutter race circuit mode. The levels are short and repeat. There is only really 5 levels: Arizona, Peru, California, Colorado, and New York. There are several tracks in each area, but they are just remixes of the same first track you will race on that circuit. In fact, I swear it feels like I'm just playing a track in regular and mirror mode over and over again. Either one or two things are true with this game. 1, the game isn't finished, or 2, the developers are incredibly lazy and this is the best they could do, folks. I mean, the absolute best. I give it a half bit.
I'd buy that for $1.
Out of 4. And it's lucky to get that. The music of this game is generic, and while I can't say it's terrible, it is rather forgettable and sounds like it should be on a Mountain Dew commercial or a Hummer commercial, which, hey, that's what this game is, so it's in the right place. voice acting isn't really a factor, just a narrator telling you to choose your Hummer and giving you a walkthrough of the track at the beginning of each race in championship mode. Sound effects are fair and Hummers sound like big vehicles. The mix is poor, however, in this game. While I was playing, the sound effects and music were in a competition to see which one could overpower the other, and it just gives a giant wall of sound hitting your eardrums, and you can't really pick out the music too well or the sound effects too well. Terrible. Sound gets a half bit.
I'd buy that for $1.
Out of 4.
Monumental start to the Arizona International event. Go up to the branch in the road. Go left and risk the bottleneck, or take the right, where there might be less to get in your way.
The vehicles and environment look good. I guess if you're making a commercial, the one thing you don't slouch on is visual presentation. The only downside is there isn't a lot of variety with only 5 locations and a handful of vehicles that are all fucking Hummers. Things get old rather fast. There isn't a story to this game, just a giant Hummer commercial. Holy crap, that's the story. You're a freaking car salesperson. In particular, you're a Hummer salesperson. So you're really getting a feel for your product before you go to the lot and start to sell this shit to people. Yeah, I just came up with the backstory. There we go. Presentation gets a half bit.
I'd buy that for $1.
Out of 4. And like all the others, it's lucky to get even that. On to final verdict. So yeah, final verdict. Well, that game was awful. Can it even be called a racing game? Really? One type of vehicle to drive, a Hummer. Because, you know, Hummers, we all know that all the best street racers out there in the world, they use a Hummer when they're doing their street races. Because that's the fastest, most agile, most maneuverable vehicle you could get, right? No. This giant cash grab, this freaking Hummer commercial that they just shipped out right at the end of the PS2 and original Xbox's lifespan. They just shipped it out. Hey, have at it, Haas. That's what they gave us. Game sucks. My final verdict for Hummer Badlands on the PS2 is a recommended burn in the fire. If not, build a time machine, go back in time, and tell the developers not to make this game. It's that bad. And if you want to do this for society, for humanity, you can find this game online for around $3 to $8, depending on its condition. And in fact, the people who are selling these games should be paying you $3 to $8 to take it off their hands so you can destroy it. Bargain Bin Hobo, thank you for suggesting this game. I feel like we're on a descent of madness. You start out with Shrek, and we're going further and further into madness with your requests. And if you have more games that you wish to request for me to look at, I will look at. Doesn't matter what type of game it is, I will look at it and review it for you guys. Let me know in the comment section below. And that ends my bonus 2-bit reviews for the year. We got one last review left for this year, and it's going to be spooktacular because it's for Halloween. I hope to see each and every one of you guys there. As always, stay safe and play on.